Okay, and well, good morning and welcome to the July 2nd meeting of the Board of Commissioners. On my left is Commissioner Deb Shore, and I believe that Commissioner Sean Flowerday and also Vice Chair of the Board will be arriving shortly. And on my right, we have Commissioner Krista Yoakum, and Commissioner Rick Vest will be arriving shortly also, I am certain of that. My name is Roma Amundsen, and I am Chair of the Board. Will you please join with me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And thank you. Mr. Clerk, will you begin the agenda?
Copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk staff at the front of the hearing room. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approval of the minutes of the Board of Commissioners meeting held on Tuesday, June 25th, 2019.
Move approval.
I second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Are there any changes? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Abstain.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundsen.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. Number 2 are claims. Approval of all claims processed through July 2nd, 2019.
Move approval of the claims.
I second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the claims. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yoakum, Amundsen.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 3, consent items. These are routine business items that are expected to be adopted without dissent. Any individual item may be removed for special discussion and consideration by a commissioner or by any member of the public without prior notice. Unless there is an exception, these items will be approved as one with a single vote by the Board of Commissioners. These items are approval of amendments to the following county contracts for annual service used oil collection services, C-16-350 with Jeb Pro Incorporated, C-16-349 with TSO. Amendment to county contract C-18-424 with Fastenal Company using the NASPO Value Point 8497 State of Nebraska contract number 15002 for facilities maintenance and repair and operations in industrial supplies. The amendment renews the contract from July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020. The estimated cost to the county is not to exceed $2,500. Change order number 6 for county contract C-18-261 with Yost Excavating. Utility permit number 1824, allowing Windstream Nebraska LLC to install fiber optic cable within 2 feet of the west right-of-way line of North 148th Street from East O to Holdridge Street. There is no cost to the county. Settlement agreement and release between Adam Bassinger and Lancaster County. Grant contract with the Mediation Center for Restorative Justice Practices Program, funded by Juvenile Justice Prevention Funds for the period of July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020. Grant contracts funded by the Joint Budget Committee for the period of July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020 with the following. Lutheran Family Services for the Adult Behavioral Health Services Program in the amount of $25,875, and the Asian Community and Cultural Center for the Family Resource Program in the amount of $10,350. Grant contracts funded by the Community-Based Juvenile Services Aid for the period of July 1st, 2019 through June 30th, 2020 with the following. Omni Inventive Care for the Truancy Diversion Therapy Program in the amount of $16,872. Lighthouse Inc. for the Restorative Practices Program in the amount of $29,885. Family Service of Lincoln for the School-Based Therapeutic Services Program in the amount of $25,000. Mediation Center for the Restorative Justice Program in the amount of $46,000.
Move approval of the consent items.
I second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent items. Please call the roll.
Yoakum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundsen.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 4 is a special presentation, Community Action's Weatherization Program, Vice Executive Director of Community Action Partnership of Lancaster and Saunders County.
Thank you very much. I have a couple of handouts I'm going to. Thank you.
And Vi, if you'd introduce yourself.
Sure, absolutely. My name is Vi C. I'm the Executive Director of Community Action Partnership of Lancaster and Saunders County. And also with me is Amy Generette, who is Community Action's Administrator for Weatherization Services and Facilities. And so I want to thank you very much for time on your agenda this morning. Community action empowers people living in poverty to reach economic stability. Last year, Community Action's 18 programs served 19,500 people living in Lancaster and Saunders County. Our focus areas in providing programming include early childhood development, homelessness prevention, financial well-being, and hunger relief. And this morning, you've granted me permission to talk a little more in depth about Community Action's weatherization services. The weatherization program at Community Action has existed for nearly 40 years, so it's been around for some time. This morning, I also want to share some tremendous news about having received a grant, a private grant, that will help to extend the services that are provided through weatherization and will increase the ability to provide housing rehabilitation, with one of the primary prioritized areas being Lancaster County outside of Lincoln. So the hope is that you can help us share the news about this opportunity that will exist, we know, for the next 2 years. We hope for a longer period of time, but there is a bit of a window on the opportunity. Right now, the basic weatherization services include completing measures in the home like heating system repair or replacement, hot water heater replacement, wall and attic insulation, air sealing, door replacement, some safety measures like carbon monoxide monitors, other low flow shower heads, etc. The average amount of funding that is spent in a unit, so this is an average over the 60 units that we weatherize on an annual basis, is $7,500 for the weatherization program, so considerable upgrades. We use an audit tool that's called the National Energy Audit Tool to determine exactly what measures can be done in a very specific home. And essentially, in a very simple statement, and if you have specific questions, Amy can help us out, right? Is that the audit is determining what measures will pay for themselves with energy savings over the life of that measure. So, for example, the assumed life of a furnace is 20 years. So in a very specific home with the measurements that we're taking, we can determine based on the utility costs in Lancaster County whether replacement of the furnace will pay for itself over a 20-year period. And that's how we determine exactly what can be funded to be completed in each home that we're funding. For eligibility, both homeowners and renters are eligible within the weatherization program. Families must be at 200% of the federal poverty level or below. And for a family of 4 at 200%, that's an income of $51,500 or below. And other priorities include individuals age 65 or above, those with disabilities, families with small children, and then also families who have high energy burden or high energy use. And the home must be in fair structural condition. So that's kind of the issue that we have dealt with, particularly in houses in Lancaster County outside of Lincoln, is meeting the fair structural condition standard. The good news that we bring today is that those houses that are deferred because of that, and the most common reasons for deferral would be a bad roof, a leaking roof, or a roof in need of replacement, a bad foundation that needs to be repaired, presence of asbestos or mold, and the need for electrical upgrades. So if we find a house that needs that kind of work, then the application is deferred until the homeowner can resolve those issues and weatherization can come back in to do their services. So the really tremendous news, I think, to share with you this morning is that Community Action has received a $750,000 grant over a 2-year period from the Federal Home Loan Bank of Topeka, with our banking membership partner being Horizon Bank, to fund addressing those deferral issues within homes. And again, we can spend an average of $7,500 in a home to address those deferrals. So replacing roofs, addressing foundations, replacing electrical needs, knob and tube wiring that happened in the early part of the century. I can tell which of you have dealt with that because you're nodding your heads that you know what that is, right? So it's truly a tremendous opportunity, I think, right now until December 31st of 2020. And frankly, we have few applications for this service outside of Lincoln. We would love to really be able to do more work within communities on acreages and, of course, the farms of Lancaster County. So we appreciate your hearing more information and agreeing to help us spread more information about this program. The other thing that I'd like to mention is that Community Action manages the program, but we hire qualified contractors to work in homes and complete the work. And we're also in need of contractors. We need electrical contractors, we need plumbers, we need general contractors who will do insulation, installation, etc. So also please help us spread the word. I think right now our crisis need is plumbers. So if you know any plumbers, tell them to be in touch with us. Any questions?
I had a question. You said you're working to, expand knowledge of the program outside the state of Lincoln. Have you reached out to Voice News in Hickman, Waverly paper, and then the other thought, of course, was County Extension because they have such a broad mailing to acreage owners as well?
Right. We reached out to the newspapers within the counties earlier this year, so we're hoping with your approval to do it jointly with you again coming up soon. We've not to UNL Extension, so we're both doing a mental note to do that because that's a great suggestion.
And our deputy administrative officer who handles our press releases is out this week, but I know that she'd be happy to work on something next week. I think the board would certainly endorse this program in any way that we might be able to assist with media outreach.
Wonderful.
That'd be great.
We had a conversation with Ann last week, and
Great.
so she
You're all over it.
received the information, and so I'm not sure when it's going to be released, but I think she's had her questions answered, so thank you. Other questions?
Any other questions?
Great.
Well,
Thank you
bye.
very much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you.
Bye.
you.
Thank you so very much for coming, and that was certainly very educational.
Thank you.
Next is number 5, new business. 5A is a resolution in manner of adopting minimum road standards for roads in unincorporated areas pursuant to Nebraska Revised Statute 39-1501, bracket 5.
Pam Dingman, Lancaster County Engineer. This resolution would wrap up a number of resolutions. And, in my days as a land development engineer, I have to say I was always frustrated when I came to a community and you went to figure out what the rules were to create a subdivision, and then you had subdivision regs, and in one case I think I had 30 or 40 resolutions to read through, and sometimes they conflicted with each other and superseded each other, our goal here was to wrap up a bunch of those resolutions and make this more clear. In our rush to do that, once this resolution was published last week, we discovered that there were people in the community that had an interpretation of this resolution that was different than the county engineering or the planning departments. We did coordinate with the county attorney yesterday to add some additional language to it. I know there are people here to speak to this today, and we still want it to come forward, but I would like it to come forward in the correct way that was our intent. So I am asking that we delay this 2 weeks so that we can edit it and appropriately get that information back out to the public. And then as a follow-up to this, what we really need to do is, this is a fix, kind of a Band-Aid, so to speak. What we really need to do is comprehensively rewrite those subdivision regulations, which I think we need to do in conjunction with the development community. And so that is something that I think we should do later this summer or in the fall in order to add clarity to our development regulations.
Thank you. Okay, any comments or questions?
Nope.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to hold it for 2 weeks.
I would move that we wait 2 weeks to adopt this, or to evaluate this resolution.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is reappointment of Martin Neal to the County Veteran Service Committee for a 5-year term commencing July 1st, 2019, and ending June 30th, 2024.
Hi, good morning. I'm Rick Ringline, Lancaster County Veterans Service Officer. The County Veterans Service Center that's located at 605 South 10th Street now, room 373, is overseen by a 5-member Veteran Service Committee that all serve 5-year terms that are reoccurring, so they overlap. So I'm here once a year with a committee member that's either seeking reappointment or a new member. This year, Martin Neal, who's been on the committee for 5 years, was up for reappointment if he wishes to do it, and he wishes to do it, and so we appreciate him and all the other members basically overseeing our office. So,
Okay. Well, thank you. Martin, would you like to say a few words?
I'd just like to say it's been an honor to be able to serve the veterans in the county, and Rick and his team is doing an excellent job in making sure that our veterans are getting taken care of. And once again, it'll be my pleasure to serve for another 5 years in this term.
Okay, thank you.
I would, I'm sorry. I thank you for your service, sir. We appreciate your willingness to contribute to this great cause. And I would move approval of this appointment.
Second?
You second it? Okay. We have a motion and a second to reappoint Martin Neal to the County Veteran Service Committee. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
And, I just want to say, I served with you in the National Guard and really appreciate serving with you. So, very good.
thank you.
5C is a special designated license application from Michael Roth for an event at Kramer Bar and Grill at 11365 West Kramer Street, Kramer, Lancaster County, Nebraska, on July 20th, 2019.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'm Mike Roth, the owner of Kramer Bar and Grill. Just submitted this application. We're just going to do a small concert outside of the bar, but we just need to close the street off out there. And I think I gave her all the paperwork that's involved with something like that. So hopefully I can get your approval. I know I've met some of you guys before. I've had the bar for 9 years now. And so she said it'd probably be good to come in and talk and meet some of the newer members. So here I am today.
How many years have you done this?
Almost 9.
Almost 9.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yep. And then, so when you're done with that, I got one other thing I'd like to bring up in regards to a liquor license.
Any comments? Okay.
I guess I'd never really realized this until a couple of years ago. I bought another bar in Hallam, and there is a statute, or whatever you want to call it, Resolution R-09-0021, and it is in the matter of imposing an occupational tax on craft breweries, liquor licenses, micro distilleries, and annual catering licenses. I guess I have a little bit of a question on this. Like I said, I never really looked into this until we had bought the bar in Hallam, and I realized that whenever I have to renew my liquor license in Hallam, every year it runs me about $600. I also have to file for the catering license, which is $145, and which is fine with me. Now, when I have to renew my liquor license in Kramer, because I assume because we don't have a city board there or a city township, it's unincorporated, it costs me an extra $465 a year for the liquor license because of this occupational tax. And then also, if I ever want to do any kind of event like I'm doing this time, even though I already paid the $100 per year catering fees, I also have to pay an extra $80 per event to have these. So I guess I've talked to several bar owners, Lincoln area, surrounding communities, and everybody pays $600. Wilbur, Nebraska is actually $550. I guess I'm just kind of want to do what's fair is fair in my mind. An extra $465 a year for a small business owner is quite a bullet for me to bite. An extra if it's $10, $15, but I mean you're talking about almost $500 here. So I'm not sure where I need to go from here, what I need to do, if there's some kind of an appeal I need to do, or if anybody has any suggestions.
I tell you what, I think that you have certainly alerted us to the problem, and that's one of the things that we would pursue later, okay? But we will certainly keep your comments in mind.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. And we need a motion and a second we need to have a motion on this SDL.
I will move approval.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
And if I could just-
Any discussion?
You did see the comments from the county engineer regarding traffic and parking?
Yes.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
Okay, we have no further discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. D is a special designated license application from Ken's Liquor, Inc. for an event at Roca Ridge Event Center, 5265 Prairie Sage Drive, Roca, Nebraska, on August 18th, 2019.
Move approval?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5E is an offer to the Lincoln Marriott Cornhusker to provide a meeting room and services for the Lancaster County Treasurer's annual tax sale on March 2nd, 2020. The cost of the county is $2,250.
Just needing to formalize a contract with the Marriott so that we can hold our annual tax sale. This is Rachel Garver, County Treasurer.
Okay.
Move
Thank you.
approval? Move approval?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. F is transfer of ownership restriction agreement with Jeffrey D. and Tiffany M. Raddick for property located at lots 10 through 12, Block 3, Kramer, and lots 10 and 42, irregular track, Section 9, Township 7, Range 5 East, all in Lancaster County, Nebraska.
Move approval?
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. 5G is an agreement with Tyler Technology Inc. to provide licenses for Eagle software and hosting for the Lancaster County Assessor's Office. The term of the agreement is 4 years. From the first day of the first month following the effective date, the cost to county is $52,996.
I move approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Next is number 6, public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to county business not on agenda may do so at this time.
Well, I will just take one moment, and I would like to welcome Brian Roberts, who is attending this meeting in order to get his second-class Boy Scout merit badge. And so, very good, and we hope that you learned something valuable. Okay. Please proceed.
Next is announcements. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold a staff meeting on Tuesday, July 2nd, 2019 at 10 a.m. in the Bill Luxford Studio of the County City Building. There will be no County Board of Commissioners staff meeting on Thursday, July 4th, 2019 due to the 4th of July holiday. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners will hold its next regular meeting on Tuesday, July 9th, 2019 at 9 a.m. in Room 112 of the County City Building. County Commissioners can be reached at 402-441-7447 or commish@lancaster.ne.gov. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners meeting is broadcast live on Link TV City. For the rebroadcast schedule, visit lincoln.ne.gov. Meetings are also streamed live on Link TV and can be viewed on YouTube.
Move we adjourn.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay, the Board of Commissioners meeting is adjourned, and let's move on to the Board of Equalization.
A copy of the Nebraska Open Meetings Act is located on the wall at the rear of the hearing room. Additionally, a copy of all written material to be discussed at today's open meeting is available from the county clerk staff at the front of the hearing room. The material can also be viewed on the county's website at lancaster.ne.gov. Agenda item 1 are minutes. Approval of the minutes of the Board of Equalization meeting held on Tuesday, June 25th, 2019.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any changes? Please call the roll.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Abstain.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 4 yes, 1 abstention. Number 2 are additions and deductions to the tax assessment rolls.
Move approval of the additions and deductions.
I second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the additions and deductions. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 3 is a public hearing, motor vehicle tax exemption applications for East Ridge Presbyterian Church, Christ United Methodist Church, Good Neighbor Community Center, University of Nebraska Foundation, the American Legion, Trinity United Methodist Church, Food Bank of Lincoln, and Capital Humane Society.
We'll open this public hearing. If anyone is in support or in opposition to or in a neutral capacity, please come forward. And seeing none, I will close the public hearing.
Next is number 4, action on motor vehicle tax exemption applications.
I move approval of the exemptions.
I second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the exemptions. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 5 is notice of assessed valuation change for property taxation purposes. This is for Matador LLC, and that includes 3 parcels, and for the Sagebrook Estates Homeowners Association, Inc.
Yeah, I'm Derek Niederklein with the County Assessor's Office, and both of these are situations where incorrect data was listed on the properties. This would correct the acre counts and the classification and provide the owner 30 days notice to appeal that corrected value.
Just out of curiosity, Derek, are these up or down? Increase or decrease?
These both are decreases.
I move approval.
I would second.
Okay. Have a motion and a second to approve the notice of assessed valuation change. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0. Number 6 is public comment. Those wishing to speak on items relating to County Board of Equalization business not on agenda may do so at this time.
Okay, and seeing no one come forward, please move to adjournment.
I move we adjourn. Second?
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Vest,
Yes.
Shore,
Yes.
Flowerday,
Yes.
Yocum,
Yes.
Amundson.
Yes.
Motion carries 5-0.
Okay. We are adjourned.